In this video, we're going to compare some home loans to see what is the better deal and what's the most affordable for our budget. You are comparing two choices for your new home loan of $200,000. Your choices are a 30-year loan with an APR of 4% or a 15-year loan with an APR of 3.5%. You should compare your monthly payment and the total cost of the loan to help you decide which loan to take. So we're going to go over to our Excel spreadsheet. I'm using the one from my last video in which I used it for investments. We're going to still have a present value, we're going to have a rate, periods, years, a payment amount, a future value, and the total cost of our loan. So in our loans, our present value is $200,000. Our rate for the first one is 4%. And for the second one, it was 3.5%. The periods are going to be 12 because we're going to have our interest compounded monthly. Most banks compound monthly interest and your payments are due monthly. In our first loan, it was going to be a 30-year loan. In our second loan, it was only 15 years. The future value of your loan you want to be 0 because you want to owe the bank nothing when you're done with that loan. Now the total cost of our loan is going to be our payments that we make 12 months out of the year for 30 years in this case. So we're going to multiply our payment amount times 12 months in a year times 30 years. I'm going to copy that over here, and now it's going to say our payment amount times 12 months in a year times 15 years. Our payment amount is going to include the interest payment plus the principal payment each month. It's the total payment that we have to give the bank. Now, in order to calculate payment, we're going to go back up here to formulas. We're going to click on the insert function. And on that, you're going to put in payment. Mine is at the top, but in case you can't find it, they abbreviate payment as PMT. I'm going to hit go, and I'm going to click on payment. Now, if you couldn't remember what the payment was standing for, what 3 letters you needed to do, you could use your future value and search for that. And under future value, you can see all your different choices. Oh, IPMT. Well, that's going to be your interest payment. That's just how much interest you're going to pay. And here's your regular payment. So there are other ways around it if you can't remember. Now, our function box opens up and our rate is going to be that 4%. It's compounded monthly, so we divide it by the periods of 12 months. The number of periods we have are going to be the 12 months out of the year times 30 years. In other words, we're going to make 360 payments for the life of this loan. The present value is a negative amount. We owe the bank this money, so we owe $200,000. The future value, we said, is going to be 0. And the type is going to be 0 at the end of the period. And the reason why it's at the end of the period is usually you'll get a loan from the bank. Well, they don't make you pay it the very next day, your first payment. They make you pay after you've held on to that money for 1 month. So you're going to almost treat it like an investment in reverse. And so here we have our payment. Our payment is $954.83 per month with a $200,000 note at 4% for 30 years. Now, in previous videos I've said this, but you're going to click on that payment box that we just calculated, come down to the lower right-hand corner, get a black plus sign, and you're going to drag it to the right. This will fill in the information for loan 2 for you, so you don't have to open that function box again. And now you can compare. This payment is lower, but the total cost of the loan for loan 2 is significantly cheaper. And that is because you're having a higher payment and you're paying it back in a quicker time frame. Again, this is helpful to have it all set up like this because then if you want to change your loan amount, instead you want to borrow $250,000 from the bank, you can see what is your payment going to be. If you wanted to have, instead of a 15-year note, you want a 20-year note, now you can change that as well. All of these numbers are changeable, and then they will work for future problems as well.